Hey guys, Pfizer here again. So you have seen the title, I might wonder why do we still bother with the last generation iPad when we just got M1 iPad Pro? I have another question for you. Is it really necessary to upgrade to the latest version of M1 iPad? Or if you can get the iPad Pro 2020, the last year's one, for a cheaper price? Or is it better if you get an iPad Air? So let's answer those questions in this video, shall we? Alright, let's break this video into three parts. First, I will talk about how I actually use this iPad on daily basis. And the second one will be about comparing with the current M1 iPad Pro with the previous one, which is the one that I own right now. And lastly, is it really worth to upgrade to M1 iPad Pro? So okay, let's move on. iPad has been sticking in Apple's tablet game for a long time right now, and iPad Pros are the version with beefed up specs that can run any heavy load you throw at it that is compatible with the iPad OS. iPad Pro 2020 came with Apple's A12Z Bionic chip, which is still powerful and capable till now. And as a student, I do a lot of my schoolwork on my iPad. Since the pandemic hit, all the classes are now held online. So having a tool like iPad really helps me to get my jobs done, especially doing like assignments, doing tests, or even attending the final exam, all digitally. Since everything is done digitally, there is zero need to use any paper, as everything is just done by uploading stuff to the cloud and then rearranging there, and yeah, voila, everything exists in digitally. And all of these are done with the help of one of my favorite good friend, the GoodNotes app. Note taking had never been so smooth till now, as paired with iPad Pro's 120Hz screen. Writing on this screen felt really smooth and natural. Okay, aside from that, I also use this iPad for other applications too, like replying to quick emails and sharing documents with my friends via cloud. Especially I use OneDrive, and also a teleprompter like right now. Sometimes I also use my iPad as a media machine, like streaming Netflix or Disney Plus directly from it. It runs so good, sometimes it runs even better than my laptop. The screen resolution on this iPad Pro is 2K or Quad HD, which is more than crisp and sharp for a small screen like 11-inch. So those are the ways how I use my iPad on a daily basis. Now let's compare the 2021 M1 iPad Pro with the previous one. For starters, Apple's M1 iPad chip is fast, insanely fast. It is the same chip that powers the MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, heck, even the desktop version of iMac. So you can imagine with that much of horsepower, it can pull impressive numbers in the benchmarks. And if you bought the 12.9-inch version of the iPad Pro 2021, you also have the luxury of getting mini LED screen, which has a superior contrast compared to standard one, and it can even rival some of the best OLED screens out in the market. Paired with the Dolby surround sound, it can be a very powerful media machine. So again, emphasizing the word luxury here. In daily usage, will you notice the difference in performance? Nope. Okay, not zero, but there will be some improvement in performance. But if you are someone who edit video on the iPad, like some do using LumaFusion, you will definitely notice in the rendering time. Some professionals like illustrators or journalists will definitely enjoy the performance uplift from the M1 chip. However, with the recent confirmation from Apple, iPadOS can only support up to 6GB of RAM, which is that is a huge caveat, because with iPad shipping in with much more bigger RAM than that, but the iPad OS can only utilize up to 6GB. So for example, if you have an app like Illustrator that have multiple layers, it can only support up to 6 GB. So going above that, the app might not allow it. So that is a huge bummer because M1 chip can handle much better than that, which leads to the final verdict. Who can actually benefit from the upgrade, or who can actually get away from buying the last generation of iPad Pro or even the new iPad Air at much lower price? Say if you are a student like me or someone who's looking for a tool to use for studying or even a media consuming machine, you can easily get those done out of 2020 iPad Pro or the iPad Air. As I said before, if you are a professional like an illustrator or someone who does house modeling or even edit videos remotely a lot without depending on their PC, then the extra oomph that the M1 chip can offer you will definitely benefit you. And still, if you still want to use your M1 iPad as an overkill media machine, which it is possible with a fantastic screen paired with a very good audio system it comes with, you have a very good experience. Having said all this, there's still another great option that you can still consider, which is the MacBook Air. MacBook Air is still powered by the same great and powerful, insanely fast M1 chip. The cost to performance ratio on the MacBook Air is superb, and the only thing that you'll miss on the MacBook is the touchscreen. So end of the day, it's your money. It totally depends on you, on how you spend it. So these are just my humble opinions, and what are your opinions? Please share it below, we'll have a look at it. Thanks for listening to me until the end of this video. And again, if you like this video, subscribing and liking this video will help us superbly. Thank you.